Seahawks, Giants. The only game in Week 8 involving two teams with winning records. And a little revenge for Geno Smith. We'll hear from him in a minute. But the Seahawks, 3 straight wins, 5-3, first place in the division. They knocked the Giants down to 6-2, ending their 4-game winning streak. And look, the Seahawks are the classic team that is going to get better before our eyes. They're getting better because these players are learning how to win together. Guys like Ken Walker III keep developing. Geno Smith proving why they were very comfortable in letting Russell Wilson go and embracing him. Defense getting better. And it's the ultimate Pete Carroll, glass half full, one win at a time. His message is perfect. And I think what happens is after 6 or 7 years, it gets stale. But he has enough guys in there who haven't been hearing it repeatedly for half a decade or longer,
right, that
they embrace it and they live it, and it's working.
Yeah, basically that a lot of those guys that were in that last generation of the greats, where they kept winning with Russell Wilson, most of those players are all gone. I mean, you still have Tyler Lockett, but other than that, your big leaders, your KJ Wrights of the world, your Bobby Wagners of the world, Russell Wilson, all those guys are gone. So now you have this new generation of leadership where it's Geno Smith, it's Lockett, it's DK Metcalf. It's those guys that are all bringing each other together, and they're really, really embracing what Pete Carroll is giving them. And so when you see Geno Smith play as he does, when you're seeing guys get that confidence, this is something that's really, really fun to watch. I love the way Geno Smith is playing. I love to see him going back to Tyler Lockett after Lockett had dropped that pass earlier on in the game. I mean, you even got Pete Carroll getting a sideline violation because he's running onto the field basically as Geno Smith is kind of running for a first down to seal the game, and he runs into an official. Like it feels good when you watch the Seattle Seahawks because they're enjoying each other and they're enjoying each other's company and they're enjoying winning together as a team.
And it's caused all observers to become sufficiently discombobulated that even referee Jerome Berger called them the Seattle Mariners during a call yesterday. Here's Geno Smith calling out his former team, the Giants. Remember, that was one of his various stops. He was the guy that played when Eli Manning was benched for that one game before the outcry put Eli back on the field. Here's Geno talking about beating the New York Giants.
I'm happy to be here in Seattle. I spent 1 year with the Giants, and so that year to me was like a blur. And, my life has moved on from then. I don't have any remorse towards anyone there. In fact, this game was for Ben McAdoo and Jerry Reese. They believed in me. And so as far as, any other thing, I don't really care for it.
Yeah, see, look, there were people in that organization who wanted to turn the page from Eli Manning to Geno Smith, but you get a lot of non-football stuff that goes into it. Eli Manning's 2 Super Bowl wins, the connection between him and the organization, the influence of John Mara, one of the most low-key meddling owners in the NFL, who finds a way to pull the strings without leaving his fingerprints on the strings. And it's always somebody else making those calls. It's never him. But this is a microcosm of that broader reality where even if you're the coach or the GM, you still answer to the guy who signs the paychecks. And John Mara makes his preferences known often. Now, things are going well for the Giants now, but, we can't ignore the reality of what was in the past, and that's one of the issues from the past. And, hey, look, the whole league has missed out on what Geno Smith could become, because after all this time, he's finally becoming the guy that maybe we thought he was going to be when he came out of West Virginia 9 years ago.
Yeah, and like I said, it's so fun to watch, and it's so fun to see him appreciate everything that's coming as he does. And, I think when you have a guy who is a veteran and can provide some veteran leadership for a younger team that is still in its own way learning how to win. Pete Carroll knows how to win. Well, all those guys don't. You got a lot of young guys that have not had that kind of experience, that kind of success. So, I know they won the division in 2020, but that last year was just not what we're used to seeing from the Seattle Seahawks. So now you get this really, really good rookie class that comes in, and maybe they don't know what they don't know. Right? They don't know that they're not supposed to be good. Kind of like we were talking about with the Cincinnati Bengals last year. So maybe this is one of those teams that can catch fire. And that matchup with the San Francisco 49ers on Thursday night in December, That's going to be a big one. And I know that's looking ahead a long way, but if the Seattle Seahawks keep playing like they do, and then you get the San Francisco 49ers playing up to their potential, like that's going to be a really, really big clash there.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.